Base44 tutorial. Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm super excited to show you Base44, an incredible no-code app builder powered by AI that's perfect if you want to create powerful apps without writing any code. So I'm going to walk you through exactly how you can get started with Base44. I'm going to be sharing practical tips and show you some real-world projects that you can create from scratch. Plus, we're going to have some honest breakdowns of the strengths and weaknesses of this platform. So if you're new here, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. And make sure to check out the link provided in the description box down below so that you can get started with Base44. Now, what exactly is this platform? Because sure, we can build no-code applications, but is there any limit to this, or is there functionality going to be embedded into this? Well, with Base44, you can consider yourself limitless. It's a unique tool because it uses top-down AI-driven approach. Instead of building data tables first, like the classic no-code platforms, Base44 starts by generating your app's UI and dummy content automatically. From there, you define and connect your actual data. Imagine telling Base44 to create a real estate CRM with tabs for leads, properties, calendars, tasks, and communication. In seconds, it's going to build a skeleton app filled with that sample data so that you can immediately start testing and customizing it. This makes building apps really fast, intuitive, and even if you've never coded before, you're still going to understand all the basics. And the trade-off here is that you'll want to plan your app layout in advance and learn to iterate efficiently with AI prompts, which I'll be showing you guys in this video. So to get started, simply head on over to Base44, and once you have clicked on the link provided in the description box, you can sign up with your email address. That is all that is required. You can even log in using Google for a quick and easy sign up on Base44. And it's completely free to get started with our link. Now, once you do that, you're going to proceed and you will have a very simple prompt box. So if you click on apps, you will have all of your apps. If you click on integrations, you have your integration catalog, you have app templates, as well as affiliates and docs and support. So going back into our home section, from here, we're going to get started with building our first application. So I want a fully functioning trading journal with features like trade entry, daily compliance checks, analytics dashboards, and session timers that are going to be used for tracking up the trader discipline. And we can build a custom invoice generator. So I'm just gonna add my basic instructions. And then I can click on the plus icon over here to link my database or attach any files. Then I can also add the style instructions. So when you click on add styling instructions, you can see some preset templates available. This includes neo-brutalism as well as neomorphism. Then you have glassmorphism, material design, claymorphism. So I'm going to be using a very simple neomorphism style. And then after that, we're going to proceed with our prompt. So I am going to be proceeding with this really simple no-code application, and it's going to create my app. Now it can take a few minutes to create your app depending on how complicated your app is as well. So right now I'm just going to let it edit and create my data entry. And right now you guys can see on the left you will have progress updates as well, so you know exactly what is being built. Now whenever you're building your application, you do need to keep in mind that if you have a specific set of elements that you want to include, it's ideal to include them within your prompt, so it's defined within your prompt what you're looking to create. So if I'm building a food delivery application and I have a menu tab, a delivery tab, and then I have a menu tab, a delivery tab, and then a tracking tab. So you would want to define all the basic tabs that you are adding to have a very seamless creation of your application. Otherwise, it can just be a little bit difficult when you're trying to navigate that later on. So it's just easier if you do that within your prompts. Now I'm going to let it actually go through, and I'm going to show you guys the full application that it creates based upon my key features, which included a trade entry system, daily compliance, analytics, session timers, and risk management. So I'm just going to be waiting a couple of seconds for this to be created. And keep in mind that whenever you're setting up your first app, it might seem a little bit overwhelming, but just break it down. So you need to follow these key steps. Describe your app clearly. So you can start with a opening line such as build me XYZ app, so whatever app it is, with dash dash dash. So whatever are the key features that you're thinking about. Usually, let's say I'm trying to build a Tetris game, okay? What I would do is I would think of the game first, and then I'd be like Tetris, and then I would think of the first 5 things that come to mind. So a scoreboard, colors, new game, difficulty levels, as well as general levels. So these are the things that come to mind, and I would enter those within my prompt. Then you want to copy the AI generated app structure. So Base44 instantly does build you with UI screens and dummy data, and you can copy this, and then you can test and review the app skeleton. And then you're going to provide a detailed prompt on how you want to fix everything. So if there is anything that needs fixing, like a tab or a list or the style of buttons or how you want calendars to be integrated, you would do that after the first draft of your app has been generated. And then you're just going to repeat this process to iteratively improve your app until everything works smoothly. So it's always important to send multiple fix requests in one message to save your AI prompt credits, because that makes it far more efficient. So now let's wait until our final app has been generated. So right now, as you guys can see, the first draft of our code is available. So this is my entire code that it has created. And then they have pages, dashboard, trades, analytics, compliance, components, dashboards, trades. And then after that, we have session timers. We have all our entities here. Now we do have code editing available, but this is only available on the premium version of Base44. Now, once everything has been completed, I can proceed and publish and preview my application. So going back into my editor, this is my overview. Then we have our app visibility as well as invite users. Then we have our users section. Then we have our data, so we can click on trade, and then we can click on add to add our sample trades. Then we also have our analytics, domains, security, code, logs, API, and general settings. Now I can click on preview over here to preview the application for mobile views as well as desktop views. So I'm going to wait and preview my application. This is what it looks like. Trade journal, professional trading analytics, a dashboard, all the trades, analytics, and then compliance. You guys can see everything is pretty decent and it looks pretty good. Now if I want to further proceed with adding functionality, you're going to proceed and you can just click on publish if everything is fine and dandy to you. But if you want to actually edit this further, an easier way to edit is by visual editing. You can access this simply by clicking on visual edit on the bottom left. Once you click on visual edit on the bottom left, you're able to click on any of the elements. So let's say I want to change heading 1. I can click on this, and then on the left side, I can click on discard. So if I want to remove any element, I can do that as well. However, I'm going to proceed with visual editing. And let's say I want to choose to change the size, if I want to change the weight, decoration, spacing, as well as advanced, which are the Tailwind classes, I can also change those. And just like so, you can edit this visually. Now, this is just one page. It doesn't matter how many pages you have. You can easily visual edit them and then just click back on the visual edit button. You can even click on discuss, where you can chat with the AI about anything without making any code changes. This uses less credits and helps you in finding the places where you can improve your application. And then we're going to further proceed. So once you've taken a look at your visual application, you like the overall aesthetic feel, and you want to proceed, it's time to publish your application and test it in a live published environment, not just in your preview mode, because the preview and the published versions can behave differently, especially due to API and database limitations. So click on publish on the top right. Now from here, you will see the available domains as well as your app visibility. Then you can choose if you want to require logins to access. Then click on publish over here to proceed with your publishing. Once you do that, your app will be published and you will see what it looks like. So this is what my app currently looks like. It says welcome back trader, session timing, total P&L, win rate, total trades, top positions. Then I'm going to proceed. I can turn on my session timers, then I can monitor my trades and enter all of my trades simply by clicking on new trade. After that, I can enter my symbol, my side, whether I'm longing or shorting in this trade, the quantity, entry price, stop loss, and take profit, as well as status. And this is going to be a really simple way for you to build all types of applications, whether those are trade related or if you're building other applications such as a e-commerce store. Everything can be done with the help of Base44. Now, this is just one example. If you're handling data in a large workspace or trying to build your own work application, Base44 makes that easy as well. And it supports your user privacy, so you're able to manage your data and ensure security as well. Let's take a look at another example. So if I want to build a simple application for productivity, and I want a to-do list organizer, I'm going to proceed with the style instruction to be soft and puffy, and then I'm going to proceed and I'm going to let it do its magic. Now, if you want to include anything, you can include that as well. And based upon your prompt, it will describe the key features it's going to add. So if you think that these key features are not enough, you can pause it right where it is, and you can add more key features that you specifically want to include. This can be anything from a time tracker to a procrastination zone. Anything can be added, and you can add elements of gamification to your applications to make them more engaging for your users and for yourself as well. So right now our application has been created, and this is what it looks like. This is our task organizer where we can add our total tasks in progress completed. We have our task filter, and within that we have this little checklist where we can mark tasks as to do, in progress, or mark as completed, which is going to help you in visually reducing the tasks. Now let's say I want to create a procrastination zone where tasks that I've procrastinated can be added to and will be marked as urgent. And now I have given it the first command to change my application. So it will understand and process your request, and it's going to alter your application accordingly. So whatever changes you're making, ideally you want to be adding all the changes in one prompt. I don't recommend separating all the changes you're making, because if you are giving it changes and then one change looks fine, the next thing you're changing, it's not looking fine, then you have to go back and then change the original version. So instead, if you have multiple different changes, just add them here. And then if you want, you can even do code editing, but that is more so for people that are well versed in code. And if you're not so tech savvy, then using Base44 is still going to be a breeze for you. So we're just going to let it build our applications. And keep in mind that in the workspace, you manage your app's data schema and dummy content. Users are going to be registering with email or Google sign-in. So remember, the username may be fixed. So Base44 supports display names for personalizing profile visibility. If your app has personal or private data like individual journals or CRM, you must explicitly prompt Base44 to restrict data so that each user can only see their own information. Without this, all users would be able to see each other's data, which is a common mistake that people do end up making when they're making their first couple of applications, because you never realize how the applications are going to be functioning on the user's end. And data management and user profile editing is really important. So once you've done that, you can proceed with final publishing. And when you're ready to publish, Base44 also lets you buy or connect a custom domain, which is great for making your own app look professional and trustworthy. You can set your security options to make pages public or secure behind login, depending on your needs. But make sure to test your published app thoroughly to spot any behavior quirks between the preview versions and the live versions. So this is my new updated version, and then we have a procrastination zone. Let's face these tasks one at a time. You can do it. Zone cleared. Now I'm going to proceed with clicking on publish on the top right. I'm going to be using this available domain, and then I am not going to require login to access. And you guys can see some access rules are missing. So some entities in your public app have no access rules. Anyone can view, edit, or delete the data. So I'm just going to make this a login required to access so that no one else can access my application. And then once I do that, this is going to be my login, and you're going to log in to your account on Base44, which I'm going to be doing over here so that I can log on to my actual executed version of my app. I have tasks, create new task, and I'm just going to be sampling what needs to be done. Let's say I need to go get the laundry from the dry cleaner. And I'm just going to be adding that just like a regular task. By default, it has set as medium priority, and then I can click on comments to add a comment. I can click on my edit button to further edit this as well. And if I click on over here, I can add this in my procrastination zone. Now keep in mind, because I added this as a new thing, the procrastination zone has completely separated all the tasks. So if something is added to the procrastination zone, it's not going to be marked under my task list, which is again something I might want to change and customize. So make sure to thoroughly go through the entire app's functionality. Another thing I'm noticing is that I cannot directly remove a task or build a separate archive section. So I would want to build an archive section, which I can include in my prompt, and I would be including that in my next prompt so that it is easier for me to have a designated section that is only going to handle my completed tasks, and it's not going to be marked within my total tasks. Now I'm going to proceed, and I can add those further edits over here. But once I'm satisfied, I can go back into my Base44 application. So from here, I'm going to be clicking on, and then I can click on publish this. This was last published 2 minutes ago. And then any further changes you can publish again. And then you can click on manage to manage the domains. So if you want to connect your own domain, you do have to upgrade on a premium version of Base44. Now, once you have published your app, it also lets you buy your custom domain, which is great for making your app really professional. And you need to make sure that your security options have been tested through, and depending on your needs, make sure to test your published app so that you can spot any behavior quirks. Now, what happens if you run into issues? One of the issues you guys can see here is that if I mark this task under my procrastination zone, it disappears from here. And if I go in my procrastination zone, it's not there either. So it's basically making my tasks disappear. So if you are going to be if you do face any of these kinds of bugs or issues, you're going to go back into the editor zone and republish your application. So if you run into issues with broken tabs, missing data, or any failed edits, here are 3 things to keep in mind. First off, go back into your application and further edit with the help of a prompt. Then you can use the revert feature if you're fixing an attempt, and if you're fixing something that wasn't broken the first time and then it got broken the second time. Sometimes the fastest way to solve a bug is to delete a component and ask the AI to rebuild it fresh with clear instructions. So I would simply go into my visual edit, delete my procrastination zone. So I would take this zone over here, and I would ask the AI to delete this and then create a brand new zone for me. And then you can always bundle multiple fixes in one prompt to save your credits. Also, preview mode can be misleading, so always switch to the published version to check for API or database restrictions. If you're stuck, Base44's Discord community and support can be a lifesaver as well, so you always have help when you need it. Now, what are the pros and cons of using Base44? So starting off with the pricing, some people do find it to be a bit expensive, especially with their builder plan. Their plans start at $20 and go up to $200, but the recommended plan is the builder plan because it allows you to connect your custom domain with GitHub integrations, and you have 250 message credits per month and 10,000 integration credits. On the starter version, you have 100 message credits and 2,000 integration credits, but you don't have the ability to connect your custom domain, which is a huge limitation. The Pro has early access to beta features as well as 20,000 integrations and 500 message credits, and Elite has 1,200 message credits. They also have a free version with 25 message credits and 500 integration credits with a analytics dashboard, authentication system, and database functionality. So a lot of users do find the price to be pretty steep, but I found it to be pretty useful considering the features that it's providing. Now, what are some of the pros? Well, they have rapid MVP and prototype building. They have intuitive AI-assisted workflows for building complex applications. Their visual editor is super easy to use. You can select elements, save, and change. They have great business tools for education and social platforms, and they have an active community so you can always find help. Now, what are the issues? Well, sometimes if you're trying to build a highly complicated application, it's going to take you several tries to have the perfect prompt that's generating the perfect results for you. So there's going to be a learning curve for managing databases with multiple users and advanced functions. If I'm trying to build a full-fledged work management system with a CRM, a sales pipeline, and a lead management system, and also track my e-commerce sales, that kind of application is going to take a lot of refinement, which can take a lot of time and a lot of learning. So if you are not ready to learn the platform, then it's going to be difficult to build something that truly is going to simplify your workflows. However, the overall Base44 application also gives you access to templates. So you can click on app templates over here. So you have a general way for you to get started with, and then you can customize it accordingly. So if you want to get started with Base44, make sure to click on the link provided in the description box so that you can get your free trial. And if you want to create powerful apps fast with AI-assisted no-code development, Base44 is absolutely worth checking out. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and don't forget to comment down below your questions or ideas for applications that you're going to be building with Base44. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.